All right, guys, it's your boy ChronicTurbo, and here today we have a 2026 Tesla Model Y. Now, the vehicle has been recently updated as of last year, so there are some added features. Of course, you have a touchscreen in the rear and some updates to the interior and exterior as well, as you can tell by the light bar in the front. But like I said, it's your boy ChronicTurbo with ChronicTurbo Reviews. All right, let's get into the video. All right, getting straight into the video, I want to start out by saying that this is a used car. So I'm not sure if this is all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. I don't have a window sticker to go off of, but I do know that this is the standard. This is not the long range. This is not the performance. This is the standard trim. I just don't know the driving configuration. So, like, bear with me on that. But to the outside of the vehicle, you have this nice silver color. Actually, it's gray. It depends on how you interpret it. I think it's gray. Like I said, I don't have the window sticker, so I can't give you the exact color, but it's more like a grayish looking paint. As you can see, you have your cameras right there. As you typically see with all these Teslas, this has been like this for the longest. You have 19-inch wheels, 255s up front and in the rear. And of course, body painted on the mirrors, with some flat black underneath. You do have some gloss black right here on the pillars as well, going across. Another one of those cameras right there. And these vehicles do have something what you call Sentry mode, where if you lock them, you can have it activated to where it's constantly watching and remaining vigilant if someone comes close to your car, tries to break in or anything like that. So that's a pretty cool feature. Or if someone hits your car while you're away, you have all these cameras to record with. And they actually work pretty well. As for the body lines of the vehicle, it's still, in my opinion, it's kind of growing on me after a while, but I used to think it looked like an egg because of the shape, but it's definitely growing on me after being out for so long. I like the fact that the back is kind of like a sport back design. And as you can see, updated in 2025, you do have these new taillights that are on here as well. Let me go ahead and turn the vehicle on so you can see what that looked like. And as you can see, there's a light bar strip runs across the entire rear. Tesla logo right there. It does have a nice texture to it. It's not the same material as the rest of the vehicle, so it's not. I mean, it's hard to confuse with the rest of the car. I mean, once you see it, you could tell it's a different texture. But of course, these light up as well. That's your turn signal and your brake lights. And you still have this huge flat black bottom portion right here. No exhaust tips because it's an EV. Everybody should know this by now. It's a Tesla. They don't make gasoline vehicles. But I'll go ahead and pop the trunk so we could talk about some of that trunk space that we got working with. Now, you can actually pop the trunk and the front from actually inside the vehicle. You just mess around with the screen a little bit, and it's pretty easy. But you got 75.5 cubic feet of space with the seats folded down. Once the seats are up, if I'm being exact, I think it's closer to like 40. If I'm being frank, it's like 45, somewhere in that range. Don't have the exact numbers on that, but it's a decent amount of space. As you can see, you can put pretty tall items in here. You can put pretty long items. You do have some more storage under the floor, of course. You want to put some more items under there. You do have this privacy cover, and you can fold your seat down, pressing that. Same thing for the other side. It is a 60-40 split. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me go ahead and step back. This is going to be a short review because it's a Tesla. There's really not much to talk about. You guys have seen these vehicles 1,000 times. I'm just more pointing out the stuff that is a little bit different starting in 2025. This is a 2026 model, like I already stated numerous times. I'm not going to go to the front area. Nothing has changed up there absolutely whatsoever. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. But we're going to talk about what we got going on back here. Of course, You do have this white vegan leather on the door panel, along with this kind of like jean-like denim material. Let me go ahead and step right on in. All right. Key difference you want to notice immediately is this little screen right here. You did not have this before whatsoever. It's 8-inch little touch screen that you have for the rear. You can control your climate, some music. Nice to have this back here. You know, it makes it feel a lot more premium. You know, previously the Model 3 and Model Y felt very basic in comparison to the S and X, but they're starting to bridge them all together. You still don't have an instrument cluster, but I think that's okay. A lot of EVs are doing away with them anyway. And of course, you do have a little light bar back here now. You didn't have that before. You have it now. And material-wise, it's pretty much still the same. It's just the layout is a little bit different. Like you have this little denim trim with your door panels. They break it up very nicely, make it feel a lot more premium. You do have soft touch on the back of the seats. You could say it is leather. It's leather. It's vegan leather, but it's just not very thick. That's why I said soft touch. Seats feel pretty awesome, though. Perforated, breathe pretty well. As you can see, they pick up fingerprints pretty crazy, too. I mean, white vegan leather, what you really expect. Pretty much any leather that's lighter colored. Definitely be careful, especially if you work a job like mine where you're pretty much outside all day touching on cars, so they get pretty dusty. But don't worry, we'll detail that out. This car is going to auction, so we'll get that cleaned up. Let's go ahead and hop up front. We're going to talk about some of the features up there. Then we're going to pretty much call it a day. Like I said, this is going to be the shortest review ever because it's really just all about the updates. Matter of fact, let's walk around front. Didn't get a chance to show you guys that light bar up there. So here we are up front. As you can see, big difference between the previous. You see, you don't have that big, massive bubble headlight housing. You do have a continuous light bar, and it's on no matter what time of day it is. And of course, right there, those are your headlights. Nice and slim, tucked in, with your turn signals right next to them. You do have some pass-throughs right there to help air slip through. That's another new feature. It's pretty cool. I think it's really nice, honestly. They managed to keep the vehicle looking the same while adding these subtle touches to make it feel a little bit more premium, a little bit more upscale. Definitely a step in the right direction. And they didn't alienate their current fan base because a lot of people currently like the design. So they didn't do something so drastic that it made people feel like they weren't buying the same car. Sometimes that's a good thing. But now we're up front. As you can see, touching everything. Like, I'm not going to get too much into the materials and all this other stuff that we could be talking about right now. Oh my God, what's crawling on me? But steering wheel, vegan leather wrapped, very nice feeling horn button. You do have Tesla going across. You don't have that T anymore. I like the design. They stepped away from the previous design, which was getting a little bit longer in the tooth. So it is nice that they're trying something different, and it does look pretty premium. Still not as nice as like the Model X or S. I mean, Model S. Talking about some X. Still not as nice as the Model S, but I guess that's fine. Now you press the key there instead of here. That's another difference too. It caught me off guard, as you can see. But if you want to drive the car, you just slide that forward just like that. Puts the car into drive. Now I can turn the steering wheel. Car is on, fully functional. Boom. Like I said, very minimalistic. As you know, with all EVs, you do have this denim trim up here as well. This is all soft touch. Some more of that speaker right there. This is hard touch. Typical Tesla materials. Not cheap, not expensive. It's like right in the middle ground. Some may say it's cheap. And I could definitely feel you saying that. But it's just they try to keep it very minimalistic, like I said. So it would feel cheap to some of y'all. But press this, open this up so I can give you a better view. Some more of that light bar. And it does run across the front as well. I don't know if you could pick it up on camera, but that is illuminated right now. This is all lined with felt. Soft touch. the whole entire door. Nothing feels hard. Same thing for the rear. You do have some more of that vegan leather right here and right there. Two-tone, black with white. Then you got that denim material and your speaker grill. Go ahead and open up the center console. You got some storage in there. Nothing too insane. I mean, if you ask me, I think it's more than enough for what most people need because you always got more storage up here. It's a lot more massive. I'm trying to see what type of connection you got in there. You just got your standard 12-volt connection in there. I stuck my finger in there. I don't know why I did that. Then, of course, you got your wireless chargers right there. And so we're going to go ahead. Every time I get into these Teslas, I swear to God, it drives me nuts having to do everything on the screen. I really hate it, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just one of those people. But go to the glove box. Open the glove box. Slightly damp, lined with felt, but it's a little bit too much just to open it up. I like being able to just press on it or just pull a little latch to open it. I hate the fact that you got to go into the menu for everything. And of course, you have this auto dimming mirror. Pretty nice and sleek. Doesn't have huge bezels on it, so it does the job pretty well as well. Your visors, very minimalistic, as I already said, with LED lighting. Folds up and out of the way. And of course, you have this glass roof. Believe it or not, absolutely almost like no heat gets in here from that. Like I was sitting in here when the sun was out. Right now it's starting to get ready to rain, but the sun was out, full blast. I didn't feel not the tiniest shred of heat. So Tesla did a pretty good job. You know, shout out to Elon for, figuring that out at least. The tent that they use on there is actually pretty good at stopping the sun's heat from coming in and cooking the top of your head. Which was a concern of mine, having a roof that is always open and you can't cover it. But it worked out pretty good, if you ask me. This is a 16-inch display, by the way. Pretty nice. Looks like a massive iPad. Looks like it's just stuck on there. But it's pretty solid. And I'm a pretty strong guy, and it's not wobbling at all. I'm actually shaking the car right now, and it's not even moving. So that's actually a pretty good one. I just hate the style of it. Integrated into the dash, make it a lot more clean. And then we could probably talk about it. Give us the things that we actually, want. Do I want a driver display, an instrument cluster? Yeah, I would prefer that because the Mach-E has it. I mean, that's why I prefer the Mach-E over this, if you ask me, is because it feels more like an actual car rather than a spaceship. But I know some people like that spaceship vibe, so I don't blame you. Plus, this vehicle is very customizable. The aftermarket support for apps and everything is a lot larger than most other EVs, if they have it at all. So, and the Tesla fan base is always crazy. There's a bunch of stuff you could do. They always have like these little events and everything. Everybody's friends in the Tesla world, supposedly. So that is nice. Now we're going to talk about pricing and charging, of course. This one aspect, like I said, I don't know if it's rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, but the rear-wheel drive model is $39,990 starting. All-wheel drive is $41,990. So it sits somewhere between that. And it is the standard trim. We have an overall length of 188.6 inches. Width is 75.6. Height is 63.9. Wheelbase is 113.8. Ground clearance is 6.6 inches. Now, honestly, I think it's a damn decent car. I mean, it's been out long enough that most of you guys have had a chance to probably drive one at this point. And they're decently quick as well. Are they fast? No. And the reason I say that is because fast and quick are two different things. You can accelerate pretty quickly in here, but you're going to top out at about 155, if I'm not mistaken, which is about average for anything that's somewhat performance oriented, but you're going to get blown out of the water by anything else that is a bit, more sophisticated in terms of performance. And if we're talking about charging speed, like I said, this is a Model Y. This is the standard. You're looking at peak speed up to 170 kilowatts or about 225 kilowatts. And I would say 144 to 160 miles in about 15 minutes of range. So that is actually pretty decent. In 15 minutes, you get about 144 to 160 miles of range. That's not bad at all, honestly. And the onboard charger for this one, you could do 240 volts if you just plug it up at home and just leave it charging overnight. Charges pretty slow. And like, with all things that have a battery or a lithium battery for that matter, you kind of not want to charge it all the way to 100% every time. You want to sometimes charge it only to 80. Don't let it run all the way to empty always, because you will shorten the battery life of your vehicle. And that's pretty much with anything, video game controllers, anything that has a lithium ion battery, cell phones. Charging it to 100% all the time can be detrimental. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm sorry for, the different style of this review, because this car has been out so long and very little has changed. There was no point in me doing like a whole entire standard review that I normally do for all cars. It wasn't as intuitive. It was just more me so talking about how I feel about this new Tesla, even though it's not new. But like I said, it's your boy ChronicTurbo. Love you guys. Peace.